Hey all, here at OS Reviews. Today we are taking a quick hands-on look at the Zendir Power Hub. This is an interesting two-in-one product that serves as both a power adapter or charger, supplying up to 30 watts of power for both phones, tablets, and even computers, including MacBooks, ThinkPads. Any device that has a Type-C port can be charged using this. You can think of it as a replacement for a charging brick, but the same brick also has I/O built on in, so that when you plug it in using Type-C, it can also act as a USB hub, in addition to a full-sized HDMI port. So for a lot of ultra-portable laptops, such as the MacBook, which might be lacking some of this I/O, you can simply add additional ports to it by plugging this in, and if you plug the other side into the wall, it can also charge your device at the same time. If you aren't aware, Zendir is a company that has been making power banks for quite a while now, and they always have their products in that same textured, grooved material that reminds me a little bit of a suitcase, and they're also slightly more durable than a typical design. Most of their power banks can be crush proof. You can run over it with a car and it will still survive, so you're getting a pretty nice peace of mind. Now, just a few days ago, in fact, we just checked out one of their other products. It was the Zendir Mix Go, which was also a crowdsourced project that was quite successful, and this one also uses the GaN gallium nitride technology. It also provides up to 45 watts of power that can be used to charge laptops, MacBooks, quick charge phones, and tablets. But this one does also have a built-in battery. It's a 6,000 milliamp hour power bank when you're on the go. But this one does not have a built-in battery, but gives you additional I/O, like the full-size USB ports and the HDMI ports. Size of this charger slash I/O hub is extremely tiny, as you can see there. And then all we get is a Type-C to Type-C cable that is used to plug on one side into the Super Hub. The other side goes into your computer, goes into your phone, your tablet, and then here we have the part which connects to power, so one into the hub, the other side into the wall, if you're using it as a charger. Now, a closer look at its design. We have a mostly plastic construction, but feels pretty solid. We have just the Zendir logo. Then the other side features simply a LED status light. We have one side, the top Type-C port is used to, again, connect from here into your computer, and the bottom here is supplying only power, so this can go to charge another phone, for example, simultaneously. You can charge two devices at once, for instance. The third full-size USB port here is for a thumb drive, a hard drive, and that's really for the hub feature, so only for data. And then on the very bottom here is the full-size HDMI 2.0 port. So the entire setup here is pretty amazingly small compared to most typical average-sized laptop chargers, while delivering more functionality. And here it is next to the aforementioned Mix Go that was released recently as well with the power bank, but no I/O function. It's again even smaller, not quite half the size, but it is almost there. And as a quick test here for charging something like a laptop, you can see here it is definitely charging, and it will charge up the laptop actually in around 3 hours or so. So it works definitely as a power supply for certain laptops like ThinkPads, in addition to MacBooks. What I will say though is it's not going to charge every single laptop, especially ones which are a little more power hungry. And you can see how in this case the power output is not sufficient. The LED status light here is not glowing, which means the best bet here is still going to be for smartphones and tablets. And if you're using a laptop, make sure it's a smaller device like a MacBook, or certain ThinkPads will work. But it's definitely not the most powerful of laptop chargers. Still, even for machines where it's not charging, it will still be recognized as a hub in terms of USB output and the HDMI. And we can see that indeed the cursor is moving around, it's being recognized. Same thing, I can plug in a USB thumb drive. Indeed, it's recognized this M6 or D drive, which is this little USB stick SD card reader that I've inserted onto here, so it's being read back without any problems. And we are talking about USB 3.0 speed, so up to 5 gigabits per second, very fast in terms of copying or transferring things between an SD card and the computer. Finally, we also have the HDMI cable plugged into the hub, and so here on the monitor we can see our screen is indeed extended, also works without any issues. And now performing the same test except using a smartphone, something like a Samsung Galaxy device which has the DeX mode, you can see it's going to be charging rapidly, and it also works with the HDMI, thumb drives, and mouse that you may want to connect. So now we have a more comfortable kind of pseudo desktop experience using our phone as our computer, the guts, and then the monitor itself just to visualize things. We're able to more comfortably do things like check emails, view back videos, and it almost becomes, again, like a laptop or a computer experience, which is pretty cool. So that's more or less it as far as our hands-on look at the Zendeer Power Hub. It really is a neat concept, I think, just because of how portable it is, acting as both power delivery and adding additional I/O, which is, again, very much needed on most tablets, phones, and ultra portables these days that are going towards thinness as opposed to packing in more ports and features, which is a little bit of a shame. But this kind of solves that problem, keeps things still very light, and all the functionality here does indeed work without any compromises, which is great. Only thing I would like to see is perhaps the support for additional wattage for the Type-C. I would have liked to see that bumped up to 45 watts in my personal opinion, but I think that 30 watts is still sufficient in most cases, especially if you're using it for phones and tablets. It definitely is more than sufficient and very quickly juices things up. So definitely is a good option to take a closer look at if you want a two-in-one device for charging and I/O. You want to not carry around quite as much stuff when you're on the road, consolidate your things into one simple gadget. This is a great choice. You can check out more details, but for now, that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That is the Zendeer Super Hub.